What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be showing you guys the 2020 Hyundai Sonata. This is the SE base model. I feel like there aren't a lot of videos of the base model on YouTube, so I decided to make one. I've owned this car for about a month and a half, or a little bit more than a month and a half, and I have to say so far I'm pretty impressed. I mean, considering that this is a base model, it's still has a ton of features. I mean, really, just the wheels are what kind of piss me off about the fact that it's a base model, but that's to be expected. So the front fascia on the SE model is a little bit different than the one on the SEL Plus and Limited models. This one is a little more conservative, if you ask me. It doesn't have that crazy wide, just very polarizing sort of front grille that the other trim levels have. This one's a little more, I mean, I think it looks a little bit classier with the chrome. I know that the hybrid model has sort of the same front end as this one, but you still do get those crazy cool daytime running lamps, and I don't have the car on, but basically this is an LED and this is LED, and it fades into the chrome. Looks really cool, especially at night. This is obviously black, so at night it just looks really stealthy, just really cool. Going around to the side here, as you can see, the body lines are really nice. I mean, just really a very sleek looking car. From the back, it is very beautiful. Kind of looks like a Lincoln. I see some Honda Civic in the taillights, but I think it looks a lot classier on this, especially with that LED strip along the back. Definitely looks really cool. And so I turned on the headlights so you can kind of see this LED strip. It flashes in the video, but it just looks really cool. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the exterior. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's definitely a controversial design. Some people say it looks like a catfish. I kind of agree, but I'm not gonna say that it's ugly by any means, because I think it's absolutely beautiful, which is why I bought it. Again, the only thing I really don't like are these wheels. They're 16 inches. I mean, I don't have a problem with 16-inch wheels, because I do like to have the thicker sidewall on my tires, but I just don't really love the way they look. I would probably replace them with other 16-inch wheels. Again, I really don't care about having huge wheels on my car, but those just look weak, especially for the design. I mean, the rest of the car just looks so beautiful, and I mean, it looks kind of like a luxury car, and then you just have these wheels and you're like, eh. But yeah, here, I turned on the lights, so here's the LED strip on the back. It looks really good. Now we are inside the car, obviously, and it's beautiful. I don't feel like I'm sitting in a base model anything sitting in this. The only thing that, you know, screams base model is the rubber steering wheel as opposed to the leather wrapped, which I'm pretty sure you get on all the other trim levels, and this plastic right here, which is stitched leather on the other trim levels. But other than that, I mean, it's a beautiful interior, like very luxury car-esque. I mean, you know, even the back seats, like, just look at the seats. I mean, they're so cool. I love the two-tone with the strip. I mean, it just looks really cool. As far as interior features goes, you know, this is a base model. You don't get a power adjustable seat. You don't get the push to start. Again, you don't get the leather wrapped steering wheel. I mean, I can't really think of anything else. Maybe the blind spot monitors on the side view mirrors. You don't get those on the base, but you do get pretty much every other safety feature you could possibly think of. It has a really wide angle rear view camera. Let me show you. I pulled my seat all the way back. it's really, really clear, and it shows a lot. I mean, if there's a car coming like from the side and I can't see them in my rear view mirror, I can definitely see them on this camera. I mean, it's very, very clear and super wide angle. It's really nice. But you have the lane keeping assistant, you have pre-collision braking, adaptive cruise control, and I mean, it even has this feature is probably like the most useful to me, but it tells you when the car in front of you is moving, so that, you know, if you're in a drive-through or you're at a light or you're in traffic, it'll alert you when the person in front of you is moving, so that you're not holding traffic, which is really cool. I mean, I don't really know if other cars have this, or other base models have this, but it's a really cool feature to have. It also alerts you to check your back seat before exiting the car. So, I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure it's made for like a kid, but for me, it seems more useful if I have, like, you know, groceries back there, or, you know, my backpack or something, and, you know, I don't want to leave it in the car. It'll remind me to look in the back seat. So I find that really cool. The infotainment display, it's an 8-inch display. It's pretty clear. And I mean, it's straightforward. It doesn't have, you know, the crazy features of the upgraded display, but it does everything I need it to do. And it, you know, has Bluetooth, has CarPlay, which is really the only screen that I use is CarPlay. I never really find myself on the screen. As soon as I get in the car, I plug in my phone, and I just go to the CarPlay screen. What else? Oh, gas mileage, that's pretty important. Right now, I'm averaging only 31.7, and that's because I've been doing a lot of idling on this tank of gas, and I've also had it sitting here idling. But you know, in between fill-ups, I usually see like 35 miles a gallon, which is crazy. I mean, crazy. This car is big. I mean, it's almost in like full-size territory, as most mid-size sedans are headed. I feel like the size class is about to shift again, because, you know, there was a time when full-size sedans were smaller than the mid-size sedans today. So I feel like we're heading back in that direction of making the cars bigger. You know, especially because a lot of people, they like their SUVs, so making the sedan more spacious definitely gives it sort of an edge. What else? There's not too much to talk about, because it is a base model. It doesn't have all those crazy features. One thing that's kind of annoying is there is no sunglass holder. Don't really know why they didn't put one in there. I don't know. Did they just forget? I have no idea. But there's no sunglass holder, and that's on any of the trim levels. I don't know. Another thing that I've noticed that is kind of annoying, the climate, the air conditioning. I haven't tried it with the heat yet, because I bought it a month and a half ago, and it's the middle of the summer. But it takes a while for it to cool up. I mean, it takes like a good 6-7 minutes for it to go from, you know, hot because you just started the car, to cold. And you usually have to drive in order for it to cool down. If you're just idling, it doesn't really get that cool. I don't know why. I did read somewhere that they're using a different refrigerant in this model than in previous models, so maybe that's why. But yeah, that's just something that I've noticed. Another thing, this has an 8-speed automatic transmission. This is also, I probably should have mentioned this earlier, this has a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. Doesn't have the turbo. That's the 1.6 turbo that they have in the other trim levels. This one has a 2.5 naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, and it's paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. And the transmission, I don't really like it. It's a little bit jerky. I feel like shifts are just not that smooth. I also find that the shift points are kind of weird. I mean, I have heard that with a brand new car, you know, especially a modern brand new car, the transmission kind of has to learn your driving style. I don't know if that's just, you know, dealer bullshit or if that's actually true, but it is driving, it doesn't feel as smooth as I would have hoped. So I'm probably just gonna bring it in to the dealer and see if there's something wrong with it. It might just need like a software update. I don't know. I'm not too concerned about it, and you know, I mean, obviously it's under warranty, so it's not like I'm gonna have to pay anything. But yeah, so the automatic transmission, not too fond of it. The engine power is decent. It's adequate. It's not bad. It's not like, you know, you're gonna have trouble passing someone. I mean, it gives you the power when you need it. It's not, it's obviously not the turbo, which gives you the power pretty much immediately. You do have to rev the engine quite a bit in order to give it, you know, that full throttle. But, you know, I mean, this is a base model. I wasn't expecting anything fast. I was driving a 2013 Legacy before this, which had a CVT. That thing was slow as hell. And then before that, I had a Buick LeSabre, which was also slow as hell. So I'm not too, you know, this is the fastest car that I've driven in the, you know, my past 3 cars. So, yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. You know, you might hear people talking about, you know, in the forums, oh, it's slow. I mean, that's because a lot of people do expect speed. I mean, I feel like nowadays, like, you know, speed is very important. It needs to be peppy. This isn't necessarily that. It feels heavy when you're driving it. I did test drive the 1.6 liter turbo, and that car just felt lighter. This feels heavier, like it requires more effort to get it moving. So do what you want with that information. But yeah, you know, all in all, I really do like this car. I don't hate myself for getting the base model. It has every feature that I need. Oh, it has this weird shifter. It's okay. I'm not really sure why they would go with just buttons, but I mean, I guess, you know, it's the future. You know, the regular shifter, I guess, is old news. So we'll probably start seeing a lot more things like this in cars over the next few years. But yeah, all in all, I really do like the car. If you are concerned about getting a base model, you know, doesn't have enough power, it doesn't have enough features. I mean, it all depends on what you're looking for and how much you're looking to spend. I don't find it necessary to go up a trim level because I don't care about having a power seat. I don't care about having heated seats. I don't care about having a leather wrapped steering wheel. I just don't care about that stuff. I mean, you know, the fact that it has a full driver assistance suite, has a really awesome backup camera. The stereo system is really decent in this car. I mean, for a base stereo, I test drove a 2020 Legacy, and it was a base model, and the stereo was absolutely awful. Like, just no bass, no power. It felt like it had like 4 speakers. It was really bad. This has a very full sound. The bass is good, the highs are good. I'm just impressed. You know, would I have gotten another car if I was given the opportunity? Absolutely not, because I can't think of another mid-size sedan, especially a base model mid-size sedan in this segment, that has this upscale of an interior on a base model and with this many features on the base model. And it also has crazy styling that is going to turn heads no matter what. Now, whether people are looking at it with disgust or they're looking at it with envy, I mean, people are going to look at it. So if that's something that you're into, this is pretty much the only mid-size sedan that you can buy that is going to turn heads. I mean, that's all it comes down to. So do what you want with this information. I do recommend the car. As far as the transmission thing, I mean, I'm sure I might just not be used to having so many speeds. That's why I feel like it's jerky, because I was driving a CVT before this, which doesn't shift gears at all. But yeah, So thanks for watching, and leave any questions you have in the comments, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.